Hey, you! You see this cam, huh? Yeah, got a real whack tape, change your fucking life.
Crime is a common occurrence. Night City is not a safe place. Life here is not easy.
I'm Cindy. Got some real juicy soup.
Your heart chakra looks a little out of whack, babe.
V!
I can release...
How'd it play out with Dex?
It's all here.
All right, I'll check it out while I wait for you.
V? Dr. Vector, we'll see you now.
We're at a Ripper Doc clinic. Ripper Docs are specialist vendors who offer people the possibility to install or upgrade their cyberware.
Vicky, spry as ever, you old Ripper.
Hernandez pounces on the chance, coming in with a couple of hooks. Gaining the upper hand pretty darn quickly.
Need to bump up my specs and get a grip.
Really? Now? Finally?
Vic, shit just got real. Hitting the major leagues. Got a job from Dex Deshawn.
The Dexter Deshawn? Yeah, that is something. But let me guess. Hasn't paid you yet.
Quit crying, Vic. I'll bring you the eddies later, with interest. You know I will.
Last time, I swear. Now sit. That's Karoshi. Best I've got. And should be about right under the circumstances. Let's see what's going on inside.
We're going to install both an optical scanner...
Mark 1, like I said. Decent enough scanner. Displays data on your cornea.
...and a subdermal weapon grip.
The link's not labeled. And to be perfectly honest, not entirely sure where the hell I got it. Still, looks like it'll talk to Karoshi Tech.
I'm ready. Carve away.
Okay, all clean. Now for the fun stuff. Lay that Major League arm of yours right here. Just like that. Thanks. Now a bit of anesthetic, and I can start cutting. Feel anything?
Doc. Play-by-play. Makes you sound like a dentist. You're always going on and on.
Don't be mean now. Remember, I'm old. I got a shaky Gannic hand. Could slip. Lights out for a minute, all right? Good. So let's test it. Linking you in. You might feel a little discomfort, maybe blurred vision, low contrast, glitches. So, how's it look to you?
With the scanner, we can zoom in on things and take a closer look.
This is fantastic.
Beautiful. Time for the scanner.
Additionally, we can analyze objects, get details on enemy weak points or gang affiliation.
It might take you a while to adjust, but first time's rarely the charm with anything, really. Scanner should eventually sync with your thought processes and read your intentions. Ought to work like a charm. Now draw your weapon. You should see your ammo count in a brand new sight.
The subdermal weapon grip links to our scanner and shows us weapon information like ammo count and fire modes. It also increases the base damage on all connected weapons.
Shit, Victor. Not bad. I don't know what to say.
Say you'll take this and remember the dosage. 2 whiffs now, and another 2 in an hour.
Thanks again. You're the best, Vic.
Go on, kid. Show him what you can do. And once you hit the big time, don't forget where you came from. Keep your guard, idiot.
While some ripper docks operate legally, others provide black market services. For the right price, they can even offer to install illegal, military-grade cyberware.
Left a few minutes ago. Said he'd wait outside.
Well, Kiroshi. Well, Vic's got a soft spot for you, Yayını. Come on, how about you use them fancy-ass optics to scan my new wheels?
Sure, but you'll have to let me take it for a spin.
Hey, just watch the paint job. Who's this pendejo? Hey, carnal! Hey, you got a problem?
This guy looks an awful lot like one of those scavengers we took out earlier.
Something tells me that wasn't no coincidence, huh?
Jackie's car is a super-powered sports car running on Chew-2, the super fuel of the future. Players can explore Night City freely, in many different cars, on bikes, and in other types of vehicles.
This does not look good. Puta madre!
Grab the wheel, Jack!
Oh, fuck!
It looks like the scavengers from earlier are still angry.
They're pulling ahead, Yayını. Watch it now. Got it. All right.
I think we got rid of him. That was intense.
Shit! The fuck was that?
Pendejos.
Night City never sleeps. Danger lurks around every corner, even in daytime. Random encounters like these are an example of how your actions directly influence your open-world experience.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, Jackie.
So, they're done riding our asses?
Scavs? Sure, maybe. Should be looking for a new spot to slice and dice, not gunning after us. But who knows? Real messed up pendejo scavs. Saw it yourself.
Many forces are fighting for control of Night City, but the mega corporations are the real showrunners. The agent we're going to meet represents Militech, one of the largest companies in the private military sector.
Why are we stopping?
Remember the corpo off Dex's shard? Ranger, she's in the area and we're gonna meet.
Let me guess. She's in hot corpo water. Desperate. Then you think you can use that?
See if I can, yeah?
Since Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG, preparation will be key when dealing with Night City's powerful, especially when these are corpos. Instead of just rushing in, let's assess the situation with our freshly installed Kiroshi optical scanner.
There. Let's take a closer look.
Composite armor. Car's a fucking tank. Shit.
Yeah, Militech. No doubt about it. You sure you still want to meet him?
Yeah, gotta do this. But don't you move a damn muscle. Not unless I start, that is.
These guys are levels higher than we are. Let's try to approach them carefully.
Stout. Take it you were the one to call?
Yep. Wanted... Think you're smart? Thought you could blackmail me, bitch? Set conditions? Calm the hell down! What is this?
I got you now, asshole!
You're insane! Who the fuck is this?
I'll know in 2 seconds flat. That fucking thing ready?
All set.
Are you here alone?
The Corpos have hacked us through our personal link and have subjected us to a kind of lie detector program. The dialogue system in Cyberpunk 2077 is fully gameplay driven.
I asked if you came alone!
Yep, just little old me.
She's lying.
Search the area.
Now listen, please. We don't need to be here all day. This piece of shit, Anthony Gilchrist, did he or another asshole at Militech leak info to you or anyone else about a convoy?
It might be tempting to reach for the gun, but the consequences could
Got
be
nothing
dire.
to do with him or
Remember,
Militech.
these guys are really tough.
Shit. Checks out.
You got nothing on me! Nothing! Won't get away with this, you bitch! You're dead!
Somebody shut him up.
Take me home! Now!
All right. I have no idea who you're working for or what you even want, but you better give me something solid or I will end you.
I've got an offer.
Oh, you are stretching. This better be fucking good.
Gang goons who ripped you off? I know where to find them. They got a bot I want. Give me the funds to buy that bot. You can do what you want with the gang.
I don't give a shit about the thieves. I want my mold. Cred chip, 50K. Just enough to buy you your bot. Thing is, chip's gotta make it into the thieves' terminal. That's all I need. Think you can do that? Then we got a deal.
Fine. I'm in.
Try to fuck me in any way, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
You're making a mistake! This cunt's good as dead! And she'll take you down with her!
The agent gave us the money to buy the bot we need from the gang. By choosing to call the Militech agent earlier, we have now opened up a non-violent path through this quest. Of course, we could try and keep the money, but that would mean we'd have to take the merchandise by force, which requires a lot of firepower.
Looked a little fishy, you know? People tense. No signal, so I stayed put.
Good thing, too. Went down about like I expected. Made a deal, and we're good to meet with Maelstrom now.
Mm-hmm.
Be there soon. What do you expect?
Corps don't forgive or forget. Even these Borg fucks sense that. Feel the pressure. That's why they're holed up in this shithole, praying to the almighty Trip 6. Gotta move the tech, but they can't. Cause your new best friend from the tripped out, tanked out SUV is just begging them to try. How you want to do this?
Even now, we can choose how to approach this quest. Do we go in guns blazing, or do we try to negotiate for the bot?
Plan's simple. We pay with the Corpo's cred and get out.
I don't know, but you're calling this one.
For this demo, let's try the
What,
more
don't trust my
diplomatic
charm?
approach.
Tough shit. All we need's for them to buy it.
Don't know you.
Want to talk to Royce.
Main room. I'm waiting.
They get damn well prepared.
All strapped with Militech gear.
Psycho Borgs chromed out with military-grade hardware worth millions. Should be
The guys we're about to meet are dangerous. They are members of the Maelstrom gang, and their obsession with body modification goes way beyond even this world's standards. On their path to becoming machines, they don't shy away from even the most extreme measures.
Anti-personnel mine. Shrapnel spitter. My favorite.
Cancun's getting creative with their gear.
It looks like they made this abandoned all foods meat factory their hideout. Charming.
Another one? Seriously?
Maybe we should have taken them by surprise.
A little late for regrets like that. Got us in their sights now. Just keep moving. Stay cool. They're just trying to spook us.
Remember, we've chosen to buy the tech, not steal it. Hopefully this will go fast and easy. This is a pretty well-guarded place. You can imagine what would have happened if we'd taken the violent path.
What?
Looking to buy a bot. Model MTO D12. Looks like a spider.
Couch planted. Yo, Kurt. Peek around the corner, see if we got anything like that. Well, shit. Sit down.
I'll stand. Can't move on your culo. Makes you an easy target.
Sit down.
That really necessary, hombre?
I ain't your hombre. Sit. Sit your ass down before I plant a bullet in your skull.
Jack, sit down.
This ain't gonna end well, but...
Shit. Well, alright. Fucking bravo. Come on, lighten up. Have a whiff. Better. Now we can talk.
The bot. Need to see it.
Suit yourself. Fucking tricked out, state-of-the-art this thing. Don't even got no standard port. Bells and whistles though, dynamic camo armor and motor impulses rivaling that of the human nervous system. Its actuators are actually pimped with titanium fiber, and it can go anywhere, literally. Watch this. Fully integrated link too, so when the spider starts crawling up walls, dangling from ceilings, you could lose your lunch. So, what you think?
Pay up and let's get the fuck out of here.
The bot. I'll take it.
2 questions. What the fuck's going on? And who the fuck is this?
Got 50 large on this cred chip.
And you positively reek of Militech.
Dexter Deshawn sent me.
Dexter Deshawn. Dreads. Gold plate. Fat old fuck. That him?
We'll pay for the bot and be on our way.
How much you say you had? 50K?
Cred's on this.
Move it.
Woo, not the smoothest of deals, but it worked out in the end, right? Flathead's good gear. It'll do the trick. Whatever that trick is.
Shit. Shit, shit, shit!
It turns out the cred chip we got from the Militech agent contained a virus which fried their system.
Virus must have tripped the security.
Royce, their leader, is making a break for it.
Militech had to end this way.
Before we figure out a way to leave, let's grab the splinter that controls the bot from one of these dead maelstromers. The inspection system allows us to take a closer look at the splinter. You can inspect specific items to reveal details that can help in solving quests. Okay, let's equip the splinter to our chipware slot. With this done, the bot will now follow us, wherever we go. All right, what else do we have here? Nice! A street-modified tech shotgun. Tech weapons fire rounds that penetrate walls and other types of cover. They also have an alternate fire mode that allows you to power up shots and deal more damage. It looks like there are several ways out of this room, like those gates, for example. However, you'd have to be a skilled netrunner to hack into this terminal. Luckily, our engineering skills should allow us to disassemble that maintenance panel so we can get through the door.
Got it.
There are many skills in the game that players can apply in solving problems. The engineering skill can be used to fix, disassemble, and disarm devices blocking your
Production
path.
line passes through here.
And we're gonna pass through with it.
So, from this point on, we're going to unlock the abilities of a high-end character to showcase some of the different mechanics we have in the game.
I'll get him.
Get closer!
One of the new weapon modules we now have installed is a ricochet targeting system connected to our eyes. This allows players to bounce bullets off walls and hit enemies hiding behind cover. This is another targeting system that will reveal enemies behind walls. Paired with the penetrating rounds of our tech shotgun, it's a deadly combination. Looks like we found some loot. This is a smart gun. It's one of the more advanced weapons in the game, allowing bullets to track and follow their target. It's one of many different weapons players can acquire. Weapons are built of modules that allow for deep customization and progression. This way, you can be sure to find something that will suit your playstyle.
The toughest bastards guarding this route. Probably some reason for that. Motherfucker!
Jesus Christ! My legs!
Just a reminder, everything you've seen and are about to see, including this particular feature we're about to show you, is from a work-in-progress version of the game and may change over the course of development.
Okay, all that shit's covered?
Okay, let's try something different. We're going to take this guy down and connect directly to his neural side. In the world of Cyberpunk, once you are jacked into a network, you have access to everything it connects to. Through this Maelstrom gang member, we've now connected to the gang hideout's internal network. This is the building's personnel system. Let's focus on the squad containing the Maelstrom ganger we just connected to. From here, we can deploy software that affects the whole squad. For now, we'll simply unlock the ability to perform quick hacks. All right, time to show off our new high-level abilities. We'll prevent him from firing.
What the hell is...
Looks like he's having a problem now. Nice. Some of you might recognize these mantis blades. We can also double jump and bounce off of walls, which makes us a very agile, fast solo.
I'll check down here.
Sweet, we just found a corporate tech rifle. Corpo weapons are top of the line. Let's scan this guy and see what's going on. It looks like Royce is back. And he's prepped. He's got an armored exoskeleton. We won't be able to get rid of him that easily. Our weapons are not dealing a lot of damage because he's packing an autonomous shield. Luckily, the scan we performed earlier revealed a weak spot. Attacking it should bring the shield down. Shield's down. Let's finish him off.
Boy, it ain't going your way, you cunts.
Okay, let's put him down and get this job over. That wasn't the smoothest raid, but we've got the bot, and Dex should be happy. But think back. What would have happened if we hadn't met with the Militech agent? Or told Royce about the agent and her plans? Or just decided to buy the bot ourselves? So many options, so many possibilities, and each will have consequences that will ripple through the game world and your story. And that's just one quest. Let's head out and finish the job.
About goddamn time. Let's get out of here.
You know, we really ought to work together more often.
Your chip had the clap. That's not discreet. You set me up.
I fucked you over, you fucked the gang over. Somewhere at the start of the story, somebody fucked the Corp. See how this works now? Only the Corp gets what it wants. Remember that. Learn it. A couple years down the line, you'll be standing where I am, watching somebody else doing...
Yep, being a raging bitch to whoever's doing my dirty work for me.
It's time we were on our way, Yayını.
Okay, let's call Dex and tell him how things went down.
My girl,
Shit-eating
how's our
suits.
biz looking?
Vámonos.
Hey, Mr. Dex. Get us that table at the afterlife?
Matter of fact, I did. Just in my gut and all, you know.
Well, you were right to.
Well done, Missy. Well done. See you there.
Shit, I can't believe it, Yayını. Major leagues. We're in. I mean, we fucking pried the door open.
But the only thing I want to pry open right now is a bottle of scotch.
Oh, no. Not another three-nighter. Por favor.
Need to get to know this city, Jack. Not just gun in hand. I'm on a crusade.
Amen, Yayını.
We finished the job, but our story is just beginning. This concludes our gameplay demo walk. Thanks for watching.
And that is Cyberpunk 2077. That's the full gameplay reveal. I'm Max Scoville from IGN. This is Tom Marks with me. We were the two guys who IGN sent to see Cyberpunk day one of E3.
Yeah.
And we came out and we enthusiastically pointed everyone in that direction to go check it out. That was pretty much the exact same thing we saw?
That was, as far as I could tell, the exact same demo that we saw at E3. I know the Gamescom demo was a little bit different, but this was pretty much exactly what we saw, and I'm so glad the world has seen it now.
It's really nice to finally, because we came out and we're all excited. We actually had one of IGN's very own John Ryan was over in Germany for Gamescom and got to speak to some guys from CD Projekt Red. We have an interview with them that we'll put up after we gush about Cyberpunk for a minute. So yeah, let's talk about. There's something I just really want to go into. First of all, this game looks incredible.
Yeah, I think so.
I think now everyone can also sort of believe us on that. Like
and they were very clear in this demo. It was interesting to see how enthusiastically they were like, this isn't the final look. This isn't what this is going to be like. A lot of these things are going to change. I think they were very worried going into it about people maybe taking this as a finished product, like that's about to come out, and clearly they're saying it's not that.
Yeah,
but
they did say, there was news on, I think Friday, that they're finished with the story.
Right.
Like they've basically got the framework is all locked in. There's obviously tons of testing and stuff that needs tightening up and tweaking, but like to give an idea of just sort of the scale of this game, this thing is huge.
It is.
Now, one thing I know people had a lot of criticisms about, especially kind of after the sort of the reveal trailer that we got at E3, which was very third person. It looked very GTA-ish,
right.
And then it was kind of a surprise that this game is a first-person game.
Yeah, and they say right off the bat in this demo, they say this is a first-person role-playing game, right? They're not mixing words. This is very clearly what this is. And before people could see it, I hope now, like I don't know the reaction because the stream just ended, but I hope now people understand why that's okay. Because having seen it, I was like, yeah, this makes sense why this is first person. There's a scene literally where they're putting an eyeball into your head from the perspective of an eyeball, or of the eyeball. And I think that it was very easy to be nervous about it being first person without having seen it. And now
I will
it's
say,
here.
When we were seeing it at E3, that first demo, I was kind of taken aback to see this. It's very Deus Ex-y. The comparisons are right there, and it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to first-person shooters, but after The Witcher, I was in the same kind of mindset that this is going to be a third-person game. You're going to see your character and your gear.
Cyberpunk Witcher is what a lot of people expect.
Right. Now, obviously, you can swap into third-person for driving and stuff, but what I really love, and they kind of front and center are like, the reason this is first person is for the sake of immersion. They want you to feel like you're part of this world. And there's so many things in this demo that I feel like there are systems that you would see in other games as menus. And this one right here specifically, this is a character upgrade. You're just you're putting in you're basically applying skill points. You're buying an upgrade. But in this case, there's no menu, there's no HUD. Anything that you see in here that is HUD is I feel like canonically part of the narrative. It is like you are having your eye removed, which is a little bit squeamish.
This scene, when I saw it at E3, was one of my favorite scenes in the entire demo, because I don't think, like you said, I've never seen a character upgrade represented in a kind of half-cut scene where you are literally looking from the perspective of the upgrade as it's being put in your head. And there were more than this too. Like, the other upgrade you're getting in this scene is the subdermal grip on your hand, which we'll see after this eyeball part. And the subdermal grip then actually shows up on your hand as a new look on your character.
It tells you how much ammo you have in your gun.
Exactly. It's not just like it reminded me of almost like what was that game? Nier Automata, right? Where parts of the UI are actually built into these sort of elements that are very part of the story, part of the world.
Yeah, video gamey things.
Yeah.
Is a nice way of putting it. But no, I feel like, and this is something we all take for granted in other games where, I don't know, if you look at a character and press L2 or whatever, you'll scan them, and it never explains like why can you do that? Like why can you go into bullet time? Why can you see further than normal people? Why can you zoom in with your normal eyes? In this case, it's all because it's like cybernetic upgrades and stuff, and I love that. I think that is incredibly immersive, and obviously there's a ton of other stuff in here that I feel like kind of also touches on that. Like there's parts where you get on an elevator, and as opposed to just sort of the elevator knowing exactly where you're going, you have to go and push the button.
Right, and even if there's only like one button, it makes you interact with the world that way.
Yeah. Now, did we see anything in here that was different from the E3 demo?
No, I don't think we did. I think that everything from the E3 demo was about what we expected. I know that in the Gamescom demo, John Ryan, one of the things that was different at the end, very, very end of this demo, the Corpus person that you've been like kind of working with to buy this spider bot comes out and is like, hey, we should work together more often in kind of a very glib way because she just sent you into a death trap pretty much. Apparently in the Gamescom demo, they went through that mission a little bit differently, didn't help the Corpus person, like didn't get them to plug in the chip, they just fought and got the spider bot, I believe is how it went down. And as a result, when they left to go talk to the Corpus person outside, that woman had been killed, and there was a different Corpus agent who had taken her place. And that's such a cool little thing, and I wonder how many of those moments there are in this game.
I think it's going to be kind of a bottomless pit. I think it's going to be an incredibly deep game. I mean, based on, anyone who's played like even The Witcher 2 can vouch for this, that like CD Projekt is not afraid to hide large chunks of their game for the sake of telling like a very branching story. Like, I mean, you know, in the case of Witcher 2, effectively, you had to play that game twice to really see both halves of it. The second act is entirely different based on one choice you make. And in this case, they clearly are like, yeah, people are going to replay this backwards and forwards. So yeah, let's have a properly branching story. Now let's talk a little bit about the driving.
Yeah.
This is something that kind of, it doesn't rub me the wrong way, but there's something I have like a kind of almost a hang up about it because when you think role-playing game, I feel like you don't normally think of cars.
Right.
You either have like, it's gonna be like a horse or a dragon or like a spaceship maybe.
Yeah.
But like a regular car feels almost like too pedestrian.
There's not many I can think of that have, like, that are straight RPGs. Like, you could kind of go borderline and say that GTA is an RPG of sorts and that has cards, but it's not like, it's not a Witcher style RPG. And I think that's something that comes through very clearly in this gameplay demo is that this has shooting and has driving, but it still at its core really looked like an RPG. And it really looked like kind of like what the heart of The Witcher is too.
I think there's something really wonderful about this being based on a pen and paper RPG.
Yeah.
And then just seeing it in action and being like, well, yeah, I mean, you can see it's got its roots there, but it's also like you're going very, very fast and like shooting dudes on the freeway.
Yeah, and the car is interesting too because you can go third person in it, which I think is important for driving. I'm with you in that I'm a little bit hesitant. A lot of the things in this demo blew me away. I think the driving did not show overly well in this demo because it feels very restricted, and I think that's just kind of part of how the demo presents it.
I mean, it's funny. Like we live in San Francisco, which is sort of a cyberpunk dystopia in and of itself, and nobody drives here. It's a pain in the ass. Like this is all about like overpopulation and urban density and kind of like urban development gone haywire.
So you're saying it's too real?
I feel like first of all there should be a lot more traffic.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like a better option would be maybe a scooter or something. But that being said, I'm definitely not unhappy that there's this kick-ass car in here. Like it looks like a lot of fun.
So speaking of the world and speaking of density, I'd love if we could pull up the clip where you first go down the elevator out of your apartment building and you go onto the street.
Yeah.
And when we pull that up, that was behind the eyeball probably the most amazing part of that demo for me.
Yeah.
Because, and it's such a simple thing, but it's hard to explain. It was one of the moments in this demo that made me think this isn't just another game. This is pushing the envelope. This is trying to do something that is new and weird and amazing. And it's because they said they reworked their crowd tech, basically. And they got it so that they can have these just lush environments, just crazy amounts of people on the street.
No, I remember when they first showed off The Witcher 3, they had, it was Geralt going to Novigrad, and I think they had almost a similar thing where I forget which demo did which, but it was definitely that sense of like, here's like something you've sort of seen before, like being in a shootout or in an elevator in a video game isn't like it's not mind blowing, but then to get off the elevator and then to be in, I think this is Watson. And you're part of a world. You're in like a living, breathing world, as cliche as that is.
I think it was actually just a little bit before this, where this clip starts, actually, where you first come out, and it just was like a shocking amount of people.
It's mind-blowing. Now, quick reminder, we do have an exclusive interview coming up after this that we shot over in Gamescom. John Ryan spoke to some of the folks from CD Projekt Red, but we still have a little while to kind of geek out about this.
I mean, there's so much to unpack here. It's just it was amazing to me that they did this 50-minute chunk. I think that one of the things you don't see very often at E3 gameplay reveals is something like this, where they're just like, here's a bunch, here's all of this in kind of a vertical slice. Because we've got vertical slices all the time, but they're usually like, here is a mission, right? This is like the beginning of a mission and the character customization, a lot more stuff. This is the shot I was talking about. There's so many people on the street.
I love that the logo just pops up kind of in the world there.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's for the demo or if that is like maybe this is early in the game and this is kind of
the title screen.
The title screen,
so to
sort
speak,
of.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either way.
I'm so excited to just.
There's so many people.
Yeah, I want to eavesdrop on them. Like I want to just kind of pay attention to what everyone's talking about.
And there's a moment like that actually, just a little farther ahead in here, where you walk by this guy who's like, "Hey man, you want to buy this tape? It's gonna change your life." And like as you're walking, a little dialogue option pops up that says yes or no. So it gives you these dialogue options and these ways to interact with the world without like stopping and talking to an NPC and being like, "Hello, do you want to buy this tape?" And it's like not like
between what this is doing and what Red Dead Redemption 2 are doing. I think that is one of the biggest sort of steps is to have to be able to interact with characters without breaking the flow of gameplay.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of that in here. Like one thing I really adore is the ability to like throughout the course of the game. There's sort of like very clearly in the dialogue. It's like this is the non-violent option. This is the violent option. Which do you want to do? And for the most part, they're kind of taking the non-violent route up until it gets kind of loud. But there are numerous points where in the dialogue options you just have the option like grab the gun,
right,
shoot the guy,
and it's a little separate, right? And it's like here are your dialogue options, or you can just start a fight.
Right, and it pops in there. There's something really fun about that. And it feels like, obviously, in other games, you could be like talking to somebody, and then you just shoot them. It almost feels like two systems that are sort of almost opposed with each other. But I want to talk a bit about character creation.
Yeah.
Obviously, you play as V, regardless of gender. You are your own brand new character from the ground up. You're not Geralt of Rivia or Geralt of Cyberpunk or whatever. It's
kind of like the closest analog I think is Shepard, right?
Sure.
It's a very Mass Effect thing where this is a character that exists, is a specific character. You have a name that is V, but you get to change them how you want.
Now this is really cool. This reminds me a lot of making a character in GTA Online, where you have, instead of being like, what class are you? It's like, who is your childhood hero?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
And that's something that comes from the tabletop game, I believe. And yeah, a lot of people were asking about this. We haven't seen specific things like, how much you can customize your face, or if you can do that. But we know you can put like tech in, you can put tattoos, you can do a lot of stuff to change the way your character looks, both male and female. And then these specific stats, which we talked a little bit about with the creators of the game, like the cool stat being both how cool you are and how much you can keep your cool under fire.
That's something, again, with the sort of the building sort of familiar game systems into the environment and into the world. The way you equip weapons is in your apartment. You go into your gun room. You have your own personal armory. And then the way you put on new gear is you go to your closet and you pull like a coat off the rack. I think we have a clip of that we can pull up. But now, I just think that's really neat. And obviously, you can still jump onto into menus and you can do it sort of the old-fashioned way. But it really is incredibly immersive to be like.
And I'm glad that they pointed out that you can do that. Like I'm glad that you don't. They've explicitly said you don't have to go back to your apartment and get into a closet every time you want to change like a gun. I'm glad that they are very explicit in saying that, but I love that that is an option. I love that when you wake up out of bed, you can just go get dressed like you would.
This is a role-playing game.
Yeah.
This is assuming that you're really going to be fully invested in it. And you want to live in this world. They get it.
They also said that you will be able to get multiple apartments. So this is the main first apartment at the beginning of the game with V.